Hello, and welcome back to the Learning Network. You're with me, Kel Bell, and today we're going to have a little heart-to-heart discussion around what you can do to take action to protect your precious time, energy, and well-being as a busy community and family studies teacher. So, at the time of recording, we are in the midst of some funkiness, I think, in education, especially if you're working in the department system, because there are massive reviews, massive overhauls, budget cuts in New South Wales. And for me as a business owner, it's a little scary, if I'm going to be really honest, thinking about whether I need to go back into the classroom to do some casual work to help us kind of, fight the good fight and do what we do. But for you as a teacher, I know the impact that this is having on you. I've had lots of conversations over the last week or so with my friends, with my colleagues, head teachers of PE, especially head teachers of TAS, having this discussion, this open discussion about what's happening. So even though this is existing, it's time for you to rise above that. It's time for you to stay strong in what you do. It's time for you to not be jaded by the system. It's really time for you to not get stuck in that funk, but also to really protect yourself, because I want you to go back to why you started what you did. Like, why did you become a teacher in the first place? To make a difference, hopefully, to work with young people, to make an impact on their life, to educate the future, and obviously teach them about health and well-being. It's really hard sometimes to keep that at the forefront of your mind. There's so much going on, especially in a busy term like term 2. If you're a HMS teacher, a stage 6 PDHPE teacher, I know that you're bubbling. You can feel that kind of rising to the top. So I want you to decompress, think about what's happening, but really think about what you can do to protect your time as a busy teacher, because look, time is something that we don't get back. We don't get to reinvent this world that we've created. We don't get to turn back time. We are where we are. So it's really important for you to reclaim your time. Now, with that in mind, if you're in a department school, I know that, like I said, budgets have been cut, and you're like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, do I go and have to take an extra class, or do I have to supervise those students who are in the library, or, if a casual can't be brought into the school to look after the kids, what do I do, and how do I protect myself? If you've wanted to do professional learning across the next, 10 or so months, what do you do to help yourself with that? Or something simple like, if you're in TAS, replacing the food that you guys use in hospitality and food tech. In PDHP, replacing balls that get broken, or things that get lost, or athletics carnivals, all those sorts of things. So I'm going to share with you what I shared last year with HMS teachers, and that's around the acronym ACTION. You need to take action. You need to take action on reclaiming your time to protect yourself, because at the end of the day, you are not a robot. You are not a machine that we, plug into the wall and then you get powered back up again. That doesn't happen. You need to be the best version of yourself in the classroom. And look, let's unpack it. Let's look at the first one. The A stands for advocate. Now, this looks like a few different things. So standing up and voicing your opinion without overstepping the mark, still being professional and taking a deep breath, but advocating, if you see something that's not happening at your school, or you think, I shouldn't really be sending out my kids to an excursion or sending them to the library unsupervised, really making sure you're standing up and advocating for yourself, advocating for your faculty, advocating for your time, advocating for, for your energy and your space, because if our kids don't get the best versions of ourselves, then they're not really being supported. So in terms of advocating for your faculty, or for professional learning that you deserve to be part of. If you do have access to some sort of budget, of course, advocating for that. I know that over certain amounts, teachers have been asked to justify they want to be part of things. So if you're in a position where things are tight, budget is tight at your school, look, the best version of what you can have is the CAFS Collective. So a one and done course in my eyes doesn't work. And I know that because I used to present one and done courses all the time for like 12 years before I moved into my own business. And I know it doesn't work. Same with the kids, like teaching them once and expecting them for them to just learn it in 5 hours is very unrealistic. So it's really important that you're looking at what's on offer and going, this is definitely what I want to be part of. If you're a CAFS teacher, the CAFS Collective is open. If you're a HMS teacher on the side, we know that the membership is open, but looking at what you can do to stand up for yourself and to speak out and to advocate for your faculty. Like, no, that's not happening. Sorry, we're not doing that. And look, as someone who didn't always go to the union, I think it's really important for you to have a conversation with the union as well. I know that they can't do, can't do a whole heap. But if you're finding that there's something that's not happening, I would be going to them and have a conversation. Okay, let's look at the C. The C stands for communicate. When you have an open discussion with someone, if it's your executive, your head teacher, your coordinator, your deputy, your principal, having an open, honest conversation with how you're feeling is really important. One of our teachers just recently got thrown the relieving head teacher job at her school, but because her head teacher is on leave, they're not getting the support that they need to do that role. They're still being given all the classes, all the roles, but not the support right there and then. So it's really important for you to communicate how you're feeling, if you're feeling the pinch. Look, term 2 is always busy with mountains of marking, reports and parent-teacher nights and open nights and all of our subject selection evenings. It's massive. I don't know why schools cram it into term 2. Don't ask me. Put some of it into term 3 or term 1. Make life easy for everyone. But really have an open and honest conversation with your exec, your head teachers, etc. The next one is to translate. Help them understand what you're talking about when you're going to translate that information to them. And what I mean by that is to make them aware of it and what it's, the impact it's having on you as a teacher. What you can also do is talk about, if like, this is obviously not related to CAFS, but for the HMS stuff, for next year for K to 10 PDHPE, you need to be given time to do that. You're not a robot. You actually have to be able to translate that into real thinking for your deputy principal, for your assistant principal, for your principal. If you want me to do that, or if we have to do that, I have to be given the time. There has to be some sort of conversation about that. Translate that into real speak for them, and make them really aware of what that time commitment might be. If they want you to rewrite your faculty action plan or rewrite your faculty handbook, now's not the time to do that. Look, I think that's what I got into a hot mess when I first was a relieving head teacher. I actually got shingles in the July, and then when I was literally in bed with shingles, sick as a dog, I was doing our faculty handbook. The processes hadn't changed. Nothing had changed, but I thought that I should be doing that right then and there. And I was sick. And, living up to other people's expectations, you can say no. Trust me, you can say no. Okay, the next one is to initiate. Again, initiate that open, honest conversation based on your needs. And it's really important for you to be quite selfish with this. The needs of you and your students are at the forefront, not the rest of the stuff that's happening at school. It's really important, I think, at times like this, like we had in COVID 4 years ago, that schools take a step back and think about the realities of schools. Think about what's happening. 25,000 students coming from, in 1 year, exiting department schools is concerning, yes. But you need to be able to have that honest conversation. Like, no, I can't do that. I can't do those two things. I'm not taking all those kids on that excursion, or whatever it might be. You know, I can't take those two classes. I need to have preparation time in my timetable. It's really important that you're going to be able to initiate that open and honest conversation with someone, honest conversation with people who are listening, and they know the realities of teaching. The last one is to orchestrate. So with anything, if you have been thrown in the deep end with CAFs, I know there's a lot of you out there and you're not getting the support that you need. It's really important for you to have a think about a plan of attack. Like, what are your basic needs? I suppose, like, you know, go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The needs of you and your family are at the bottom. You know, that's what needs to be satisfied first. Your kids' needs are next. I could actually do like a visual of this, which I might. The next thing might be, you know, what your head teacher or your executive are looking for. So it really kind of, you know, you need to be thinking about those priorities at school. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to create new booklets, especially for CAFs. HMS, I've got your back for next year. But for CAFs, we have all the booklets there for you. All you need to do is use them, grab them, and then you can use them in the classroom. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't start new groups and contexts. Don't start a new option. Just go with what you've got, because the syllabus is changing really, really soon. It's really important that you take action and you advocate for yourself, because I never want any of you, I never want you to be in the position that I was, when I felt like I had no strategies and my only strategy was to leave, to walk away. I miss the classroom a lot. I miss the kids. I miss the collegiality. But all the craziness that is happening in department schools and other schools in New South Wales is what I don't miss. And it really makes me upset to think that there are so many awesome educators out there who are feeling the pinch. I'm getting really emotional thinking about this, because it's fresh. Like, it was only 4 years ago, and I want you guys to be in the profession. Our kids deserve it. Our kids' deserve it. So it's really important for you to take action. Okay, without getting too emotional, let's quickly unpack. Let's go over action. To take action, you're going to advocate for yourself. You're going to communicate to the people that you need to, whether it be even family or people in your faculty. Translate that message you're trying to get across. Initiate an open and honest conversation. Don't just bitch about it. Don't just talk about it. Actually have that conversation. Orchestrate a plan of attack. Like, have a bit of a plan first if you're having a conversation about something, or if you want to, I don't know, go to professional learning or take the kids out to an autumn excursion. Make sure you actually have that plan in place. And then to negotiate, you know, if you're looking at professional learning or taking the kids or giving them a different opportunity, you know, there might be pullback from your principal or your exec or your assistant principal or head teacher. Meet them halfway, you know, kind of negotiate what that might look like for you as a teacher. So, look, I'm thinking of you. My intention was to talk about assessment and AI, but because of the recent conversations I've been having with my friends, my colleagues, I just felt compelled to do this episode instead. And look, if you're looking for ongoing support, not just a one and done course, not just a cookie cutter approach to professional learning where people sit at a screen and talk at you, that's not professional learning. And that's really sad that that's happening in our systems. It makes me really angry that that's happening. Because I thought we were better than that. I really thought we did. So if you're looking for ongoing support, an actual real person, me, our other CAFS teachers in our community, the CAFS Collective is now open, and we're inviting teachers, no matter where they are on their journey, all the way up to Port Macquarie, all the way down at Bega, across down in Jindabyne, up here on the Central Coast, no matter where you are physically in the state, or no matter where you are on your journey. It's my absolute pleasure to hold space for you as a busy teacher, a busy CAFS teacher, to protect you at this really challenging time I think we are in education. Anyway, rant over. if you want to know some more details about the CAFS Collective, thelearnnet.com/CAFS Collective is where you need to go. It's my absolute pleasure to support you and to protect you. Have a great day.